I love. Um, so Another book review. I recently finished All We See or Seem by Ken Liu. Um, First off, judging a book on its cover, I think is very important. Maybe don't do that for anything but books, but um, for a book, I would 100% will judge it by its cover. It If it is the right amount of effort is important. Like, you know. Also, it'll have a little blurb and it'll have the author. All of these things are important, but that's what gets me to pick it up and look at it and then open it up, pick a random sentence out. For this one, the random sentence was something along the lines of the main character talking about how they felt so loved and secure that they decided to change their name. I'm like, well, that sounds like my vibe. I'm gonna grab this. Turns out that was definitely not core to the rest of the book. Basically, it is very much a science fiction book, and it's a great science fiction book because it does what all I think great sci-fi does, which is it picks one relatable thing that we kind of understand at the moment, and then it extrapolates, extends the idea out as far as it can, and doesn't necessarily focus on a whole lot of other things that it could, but it takes that one thing that you do understand and it's like, well, if things keep going this way, what is this going to look like? And I think it's really well done. I think um, it stays suspenseful, it stays page turning. I was super interested in it. And the thing that it takes and kind of keeps going, like, if things stay the same, how is this going to affect the world? And I think again, what all great sci-fi does is once you take that thing, you use that to kind of talk about how this affects the soul of humanity. Anyway, so this one focuses very heavily on AI and specifically kind of like extended language learning models and how reliance on that changes the world. Um, and a lot of things kind of the same, and a lot of things are kind of different. And I think it just does a really good job, and I highly recommend it. As someone who is putting a lot of themselves out on the internet, um, kind of the idea that right now there is enough content of me to make uh you know deepfakes that would be very effective right now. Thinking like 40 years in the future, if we continue the route that we're going, what you can do with that is scary. But I think it is something to kind of keep in mind because it is a thing, and it's probably going to continue. And knowing like what you put out there and what people have access to, um, don't sacrifice all of your security for a little bit of convenience. um, I want to be part of the narrative, so I'm about it. I'm fine with taking those risks to be able to talk about things that I think that are important to me. But you know, it is definitely something to keep in mind. Yeah, I think it's really good. It is part of a series. I've definitely only read the first book in the series. It's the Julia Z series. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend it. I think it is a great example of sci-fi, and you should check it out. Philip.